Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ludwig and this is Ludwig Reads. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video compared to the ones I've done so far. I want to do a reading vlog, or I want to find a book at the bookstore and read it throughout this video. So the first thing I need to do is to take you with me to the bookstore to find something to read. And I'm looking for something adventurous, something that I can completely delve into, and other than that I haven't really decided what type of genre I'm looking for. I'm just going to go in blindly to the bookstore and see what I can find. So yeah, I think that's it, and let's go to the bookstore. Okay, so I'm back from the bookstore, and as you saw in the previous clip, I chose Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And actually I have already started reading, so it's been a little time since I went to the bookstore. So I read about 100 pages, and I'm thinking maybe around every 100-150 pages I'm gonna check in and tell you my thoughts and take you with me as I read. So yeah, basically the main character in the beginning of the book, he wakes up with tubes inserted into him, and he's connected to a breathing machine, and he doesn't know where he is or who he is or anything. Basically he wakes up blind with lots of machines and artificial intelligence voice asking him questions. And throughout the first 50 pages, I would say, he's walking around in his surroundings and exploring all the things around him, and he starts to realize that he knows a lot of sciencey stuff. And he realizes after many experiments and stuff that he is in outer space. And we also learn that his name is Ryland, because we are getting flashbacks from his life. So we are in two plot lines. One, he wakes up in a spaceship, and two, he is remembering back to his life on Earth, where he was a teacher, like a sciencey teacher. I don't remember exactly what he teaches, but so what we know so far is that he is very smart. He's basically a NASA guy, but he used to be a teacher. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. We're following him as he remembers, and we, together with Ryland, the main character, learns why he's there and what mission he has on this spaceship. So yeah, I like it so far. I feel like it ticked off the box of being adventurous, and I am engaged in the story so far. However, it is a bit of a tricky thing to get all the things that he's doing, because he's so smart and he has these math, science-y calculations that I don't follow. But I have a feeling that it might become a bit tiring if I try to understand everything he's talking about, because my knowledge of this stuff is zero. So yeah, that's where we're at now, and hopefully in the next update I will know a little bit more about why he is in space and what is going on Earth. I think I'm going to go out to read a little bit in a cafe or outside or something. So yeah, talk to you soon. Now I have read half of the book, so I wanted to check in and tell you some of my thoughts. I really like the book, first of all. It's a real adventure, and I feel like I'm accomplishing my goal, sort of escaping my everyday work life in real life and going into a completely adventurous sci-fi world, you know? In present time, he's still on the spaceship, and he's figuring stuff out in space and about all the functions of the spaceship and trying to remember what he's doing there. And he remembers why they needed to send out the ship. So basically there are something called astrophages. Someone needs to go to space and figure out what is going on with the astrophages, and if they do so, they might have a chance to save Earth, because Earth is threatened by these aliens or these space creatures. And in the present time, when Ryland, the main character, is in space, he sees something out of his ship, and he believes now that it might be another spaceship. So that's where I'm at now, and it's super suspenseful, because I would say, like I mentioned previously, it is becoming a little bit too technical sometimes, and when he explains all of the physics around it, but very needed, important thing to the story now that he sees something out in space. So I have high hopes that in the upcoming chapters we will figure out more about that. Okay, I'm back and I've read like 200 pages more, so I actually only have 50 pages left of the book, so this is the last update before the ending. Straight into it, Ryland, the main character, he sees another spaceship. He sort of tries to communicate with the spaceship to see if there's any living alien there or whatnot. It turns out there is something there. So the spaceships sort of hesitate a bit and try to communicate through signs and whatnot, and it turns out that there's an alien named Flinta staying in the other spaceship. They end up getting to know each other, the main character Ryland and Flinta, and we spend around 100 pages seeing how to communicate, because this alien Flinta has a different language. He communicates through sounds and tones. So they sit in different parts of their spaceship because they can't breathe the same air, and make Excel sheets about the language, trying to learn to communicate with each other, basically. And yeah, it's so fun to read those 100 pages, because he describes how this alien looks. He has 5 arms, he's small, only a torso, no head, and about the planets they're from, because obviously Ryland speaks about Earth and Earth technology and NASA technology, and this species that he meets is Iridians, they're called, and he's from the planet of Erid. He has, for example, a different gravity, different temperatures. He's much hotter than the human being. So there's a lot of, feeling the waters of, is this other species friendly, or is it hostile? And it turns out that Earth and Erid is threatened by these astrophages that I talked about previously. So they sort of come together with the common goal of figuring out how to save their species and their planets. They have to figure out where the astrophages come from, and they find out that they come from this planet that they name Adrian. So they travel together to Adrian while continuously talking to each other and getting to know each other and talking about sciencey stuff. And at Adrian, they had this mission to get a sample from the atmosphere. So they had to build and create a way, like a sort of fishing rod almost, to fish the samples from this planet. And this sounds ridiculous, but I promise you that they describe it in a very technical and NASA way that I don't get, like I have mentioned previously. But I explain this now on a child's level because this is what I got from the story. They have now managed to get this sample, and now they are sort of in the last 50 pages. They will try to use this sample and figure out how could we get back to our planet, how can Ryland get back to Earth, and how can Flinta get back to Erid, with sort of a solution of getting rid of the astrophages that are threatening both planets. So that's where we are now. Ryland has a space buddy, and they're traveling around trying to save humanity and the Iridians. Okay, I'm back with the last update of this video. It's been over a week, about 10 days since I last updated the vlog and since I finished the book. I also got a new haircut, so that's why I'm looking a little bit different than in the last clip. But where were we? In the last 50 to 100 pages, Ryland, the main character, and Flinta, his new space Iridian friend, they have the sample that they picked up from yet another planet, and they try to figure out how to get back to their planets. And of course, we're facing some challenges and some obstacles with a broken engine, and the lights turn off in the spaceship. What is wrong? That sort of classic sci-fi adventure things happening. And they are left with the dilemma of not having enough fuel to go first to Flinta's planet and then to Earth, and so they have to figure out how to get the samples back, basically. Are we saving both planets? Are we able to save the planets and survive as well? And I won't tell you exactly what happens, but I would say that it's a good ending in my opinion. It's not a sad ending, but it's not a perfect everything is good ending either. And as far as my rating goes, I would give it a 4. I really enjoyed the book, and it was adventurous, and I liked going into this world in space and really delve into Ryland's life up in space. And since that was my goal of the video with the adventurous part, I think it succeeded well. And then as far as language, I think it's very, very well written. I'm very impressed with this author and his knowledge about space, and it takes a lot of time, I can imagine, to write something like this. And if you enjoy space things, science, I think you're gonna really enjoy this book. Even I, who have no interest in that in real life, enjoy that to a certain degree. So if you are a fan of it, and if you're a sciencey person, you're gonna love this book for sure. And I can appreciate it for what it is. And I really get why it has such a high rating on Goodreads. I like the characters, both Flinta and Ryland. It was so nice to just follow one character for once, because usually or sometimes when I read, there's a lot of point of views and lots of plot lines, and this was just, you know, Ryland being on Earth at first, figuring out he has to go to space, and then Ryland in space. So it was simple to follow, and I liked that as well. Yeah, that was it. And also this video format it was my first time recording a vlog like this, and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't plan it as well as I should. So in the future I will think a little bit more about how to make the video easier to make and quicker to get out as well. And for the upcoming videos I will talk a little bit more about my reads in general for this fall and winter, as well as look into some other types of vlog alternatives similar to this one today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed following me along on this ride reading this book. And until next time, have a good one. Bye.